Hey, what is up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the movie The Midnight Meat Train that's on Netflix. And I'm going to be talking about the ending of the movie, which left a lot of people puzzled. And in order to do this, I'm going to have to talk about a sort of summary on the movie. I'm going to give a little summary on the movie before I can talk about the ending, and here it goes. Well, if you have watched the movie, you know that the main character, Leon, is a photographer that is not doing very well at his job. His boss tells him that he needs to come up with more creative photos and more better photos that captures more viewers. So because of this, Leon begins to take pictures of the most random stuff in order to get something that's worthy to take back to his boss. So in doing this, one day he goes down in the subway, he sees this one Asian woman being harassed by gangsters, and he starts taking pictures before he intervenes. And when he realizes that that the gangsters are about to kill the woman, he threatens them with pictures that he took, saying that he saw their faces and that he would be a witness and he would turn them in if they were to kill her. So because of this, the gangsters leave her alone, and then he sees the woman get into the subway train and then leave, and then that's when he leaves the train station as well. But now here's the weird part. The next day, he sees that Asian lady on a headline saying that she was a model and that she was killed. And this is kind of weird for Leon because he remembers meeting that lady the night before and seeing her the next day on the paper as dead sort of sparks up this sort of weird feeling in him. So he feels like he has to investigate. So he becomes obsessed with her murder, and he goes down to the subway every morning, taking pictures, trying to figure out what happened. And it's when he does this that he finds this one mysterious guy, and that mysterious guy is going to be Mahogany, which is going to be the killer later on in the movie. So fast forward, Mahogany is this one killer, he's a butcher, who kills people on the subway, and he feeds their bodies to these weird creatures of the underground world. And he does this repeatedly to to satiate the hunger of these underground creatures, because later on in the movie we find out that the humans have a sort of plan with these underground creatures for humans to bring them human meat for the creatures to eat. And apparently, according to the movie, this has been going on for thousands of years, and these have existed long before humans. And so humans and the creatures have a deal where the humans bring them flesh for the creatures to eat, and that's how they keep the natural order of things. And Leon becomes obsessed with the killer, Mahogany, and he starts to follow him. He tries to figure out where he works, where he lives. He follows him everywhere. And then he comes across this weird article in the news where he sees there was a story of a butcher who would butcher people on the subway 100 years ago. And he thinks that Mahogany is kind of a reenactment or a reincarnation of that same butcher from 100 years ago, which is not totally far-fetched off. So now that we have gotten this far into the story, it's about time that we explain the ending. So throughout the movie, we see Mahogany, the killer, being very sickly. He's getting very sick. He starts coughing up weird stuff. He starts coughing up blood. In one scene, we even see that he's cutting off these weird chest acne zits from his chest, signaling that he's very sick. And taking all this into account, we see that, well, the Mahogany, the killer, is about to die. So towards the end of the movie, we see this sort of battle going on between Leon and Mahogany, where Leon ultimately ends up killing Mahogany in the subway station when he discovers all the dead bodies that Mahogany's been storing in the subway station. And it's at this point where everything starts to get confusing and where a lot of people can get confused about the ending. Leon eventually becomes the new Mahogany. He becomes the new keeper of the underworld. He becomes the killer for these weird creatures of the underground. And towards the end, we see that his girlfriend is actually murdered by the conductor, and this sort of symbolizes the fact that his girlfriend was the only worldly attachment that he had left in this world. So when his girlfriend gets murdered, he has nothing left in this world. He has nothing left to lose, so he becomes the new killer, and he has no problem with becoming the new killer because he has nothing left to lose. So that's pretty much what happens. He becomes obsessed with the killer. He follows him, he studies him, and then eventually he has a one-on-one fight with him, and he kills the killer. But then at the end of the movie, he becomes the new killer. He becomes the new person who butchers people in the subway station and feeds them to these weird creatures of the underground. And the movie doesn't really explain what these creatures are and why they exist, but the only thing that we do know that they do say is that they have a sort of partnership with humans where humans give them flesh to eat, and that whole sort of eating the flesh of humans keeps them from coming up from the underground into the real world and causing chaos. So in order to have that sort of balance where these animals wouldn't cause chaos in the real world, they have to have flesh. There has to be somebody that kills people and feeds people to these animals. So that's just my explanation and my take on this movie, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like if you enjoyed this video. If you like my content, subscribe. It means the world to me. And as always, Max out.